Hey everybody, this is Deplorable Bobby. And before I get started, I'd like to put out a couple of kudos to Destroying the Illusion, Truth and Art TV, SGTV, S21 Report. These are all people that I believe in. I believe they do their research and they deliver us the truth as they see it and the truth as I believe it. So first thing we're going to talk about tonight is going to be Wall's work. Democrats had approved funding for the wall during the Bush administration, the Obama administration, and why not approve it now for the Trump administration? The simple reason is resistance, rejection, and they have a specific agenda. And the agenda is to impeach the President of the United States and to impose all kinds of sanctions and any kind of roadblock, any kind of, my lord, for use of a better word, a bomb in front of him. They would like nothing better than to assassinate the President of the United States. And I think that we all understand that the Democrats, and I, from this moment forward, I will refer to them as Demorats. Alright, Demon-rats. That's all they are. Alright, I believe wholeheartedly that there's a plan to assassinate our president, and it's headed by the Democratic Party. The only agenda is to assassinate or impeach. Remove him from office at any cost. Because their agenda is in dire trouble. They have so many skeletons in their closet that if they are found out, they will all hang. As Hillary Clinton said about the election with Donald Trump, if this son of a bitch wins, she said, we will all hang. Yep, she knew what she was talking about because she knows the corruption in D.C., New York, Hollywood, all the big places. Trump opened the government, and he didn't do it in failure. He did not cave to the Democrats. Trump knew that there was a plan by the Democrats to run this shit as long as they can. And his only option was to help the people that were losing a paycheck. 800,000 people without a paycheck is nothing to the Democratic Party. Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Adam Schiff and the rest of Kamala Harris and the rest of them, they could care less. You know why they could care less? Get out of here. The reason they could care less is because they have plenty of money. Their paycheck wasn't stopped. They can do as they've always done and never consider anything different. Simply because it's not them. It's us. It's we, the people, the 800,000 that lost paychecks. Donald Trump had compassion on those people and reopened the government with the stipulation that he would impose a 21-day moratorium on the Democrats. Maybe a moratorium isn't the right word, but I'll put it to you like this. Come the 15th of February, if the Democrats don't have their shit together and have it all in one sock, Trump is going to lay something on them that they've never seen. As a matter of fact, even without really looking at my notes, I believe it was 10 USC 284. Gives Trump the ability to build the wall without Congress approval or without a government shutdown. That's 10 USC 284 if you want to look it up. That lets him bypass these panty waist pieces of shit Democrat in the Congress. And he can do as he damn well pleases. There's already a statute for it, there's a precedent for it, and he's going to do it. He may choose to shut the government down. I don't know what his plan is. But he can go forward with the wall without the approval of anyone, according to 10 USC 284. Care to read it? Look it up. It's not my place to give you everything. Alright, I'm going to give you little tidbits. Y'all do something for yourself. Get off your dead ass and do something. Don't be the only person that sits there and watches and waits for some idiot like me to come out here and tell you what the fuck's going on. You ought to know already. Let's talk Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, running for the President of the United States. But yet she refuses to meet with angel moms. And to those of you idiots that don't know what an angel mom is, that's a mother who had a child that was killed by a fucking illegal alien. They went to her office. They stood outside her door politely and asked to meet with her. Instead, she was met with her people came out. Her aides came out and told them either you are going to vacate this hallway and this area around Kamala Harris's door, or you are going to be arrested and prosecuted for trespassing. Now, how in the world can you do that to these poor mothers holding pictures of their deceased children that were murdered by illegal aliens? And yet on her door, on the door of her office, in Spanish, she welcomes all illegal aliens to her office. What kind of shit is this? And she's running for president. Come on, she's a sick bitch. Harris is also joining AOC, and for those who are not illiterate enough to understand that OAC is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she's joining OAC, or AOC, excuse me, in her bid for socialism and to confiscate all weapons, to remove the Second Amendment as well as the First Amendment, and add 70% tax to all people. Of course, it'll be different. Some will pay 90, some will pay 70. And of course, the illegal immigrants that are in this country, who number in the millions, will not pay anything because they're not going to report any tax. They're going to report just enough to get the earned income credit, to get the 3, 4, 5 kids they got. So they're going to get their $8,000 income tax return when the mother of 2 down the street struggling with 3 jobs barely gets a return at all. By the time she pays child care and does her job and pays her gas and feeds herself during the day and the kids during the day and at night, all 3 meals, I'm going to tell you something. It's hard working even at $15 an hour to do that with 2 or 3 kids. It's terrible for a single parent. And we have more single parents in this United States of America than we've ever had. And it's sick and it's sorry, but it's put down by our government. It's fed to us. This is what it's supposed to be like, just like it was back in the 50s and the 60s when they told that all black families shouldn't have a father. You know good goddamn and well, LBJ, he said, let's give them welfare. we'll have these blanks voting for us for 200 years. Let me tell you something. I'm in love with a black woman. I love her with all my heart. So don't call me a racist. Okay? She's got 19 grandkids. I am not a racist. But I stand for what is right and what is wrong. And what is wrong is these idiots in our government thinking that we're stupid enough. We're idiotic, that we are so ignorant. We may not know everything, I give you that. But they're not going to run roughshod over us. As long as there are some that will stand up and open the eyes of those that are blind, and there are so many blind. Speaking of being blind, we've been blind for how many years now? 1948. Israel became a nation. You know, we stood by them. We took care of them. We defended them. We made them what they are. Well, tell me this. From 48 to 2018, that's a lot of years that we supported Israel, that we backed them. We deterred their enemies. We gave them missile defense. We gave them attack capabilities. We gave them the ability to attack other nations, not just to defend themselves. Okay? What did they give us? They gave us a deep port in Haifa. And the deep port in Haifa is where we put our nuclear subs. That's where we have our major battleships and our aircraft carriers come to port. The only place in that area of the world that we have a deep water port is Haifa. But what does Israel decide to do? Without warning, without advanced knowledge, Israel told us to get the hell out of Haifa. China now has control of the port of Haifa. The deep port of Haifa is there for their nuclear submarines and their battleships and their aircraft carriers. It's the only deep port in that part of the world. And they told us to get out. After all we've done for them for 80 years, we've took care of them. The end has come for Israel, as we know. Israel is no longer a nation of good-hearted people trying to continue their legacy through the years. Their politicians have become corrupt. I'm not talking about the everyday Israelite or the everyday person living in Israel, the average Jew. Okay? Their politicians are corrupt. War is inevitable. No way around it. That's just the way it is. Israel wants to go to war with Syria. They want to go to war with Iran. And I'll tell you something else. Oh, Saudi Arabia is right there behind them saying, do it, do it, do it. So that's what's going to happen. Let me tell you something else. I want to understand about talking about the Chinese. Why all of a sudden are the Chinese all over the east coast of Venezuela? They're everywhere. Why? Why? Where the fuck did the fucking Chinese come from? You know why? Because Israel, Venezuela, and every other socialist country is sucking up to Russia and China and the United States is going to be that dog out. We're going to be dog out. All right? You know what that means? That means that Trump has been right to withdraw our troops, bring them home, secure our borders around the entire United States, all across Florida, all across the East Coast, and up and around Nova Scotia and back down, and across to Washington, down to California, Mexico, and across back to the Gulf. Build a fucking wall around all of it because they're coming after us. But guess what? We'll be ready. We will be ready, because I'll tell you, if we don't have enough military, there's enough crazy motherfuckers just like me with plenty of rounds and plenty of time and nothing to do but kick your fucking ass back where you came from. I served in the military. I did my 6 years, 5 years, 10 months, 10 days. I have an honorable discharge. I worked in weapons and I worked in logistics. But let me tell you something. I'm not scared for 1 second to pop a cap in and oh, I have to be careful. Oh, YouTube is funny. But I'll tell you, I'd pop a cap in a heartbeat in an antagonist ass. Okay? We are dealing with China, but I think China's winning. But you know, President Trump will give the State of the Union address on February 5th. Okay, he's doing that because it's his right. He should do that. I'm really looking forward to hear what he had to say. I really am. I want to know what he's got to say. I want to know what his take on the State of the Union is, and I guarantee you the Democrats won't like it one bit. But here's the kicker, the real kicker. Get this. Stacey the fucking idiot Abrams, who ran for governor of Georgia. She's nothing but a big old fat, ugly, excuse me ladies, and I hate to say this to anybody, but she is really a big old fat, ugly black bitch. I mean, it has nothing to do with anything else, but she's the ugliest black woman I ever seen. She really is. I mean, she should be white. I mean, look at her nose. You know, she is a really ugly black woman. Don't get me wrong. I love a black woman. My heart belongs to her. I'm not a racist. I'm just telling you, this is one ugly black woman. It really is. You know, she's got the old, parrot nose going on and that big old fat belly. She's just ugly. She's really ugly. She is. And I hope she sees this, because I'm going to tell you, girl, you got some work to do. Anyway, the whole thing of this is she is the loser of the governorship for Georgia, and she lost by quite a bit, actually. But the funny thing about it is she's going to give the Democratic rebuttal to our president's State of the Union address. Come on, my God. What is this butterball, little fat, peanut-nosed woman going to say? She never could open her mouth without putting both feet square in it. She's an idiot. She has no ability whatsoever. She's put up there by Soros and by the Rothschilds and by all these little Clintons and this other bullshit. Stacey Abrams is nothing. She failed in her bid for the governorship of Georgia, and she's failed as a human being. I mean, she looks really ugly and really funny. She's a fat slob with a pointy nose. That's all she is. They shouldn't even put her on the damn camera because she's so damn ugly. Well, hell, I'm going to say something I ain't said in a long, long time. She's so damn ugly, she's ugly. And it takes 16 uglies to make a ugly. So, Stacey Abrams, guess what? You're a ugly person. 16 uglies. I'd probably be more like 20 on your case. But anyway, let's talk about Roger Stone. All right, you got a man here. Everybody knows he's been under surveillance. Everybody knows that they've been scoping him out. You know, he's got an attorney. They've already talked to the FBI. The FBI knows everything about Roger Stone that Roger Stone knows. His attorney has been informed of everything except for when, okay, Roger Stone, we've got all this information. We've been doing all these interviews. We have all this. We're gonna, indict you. All right. So why don't you come down and turn yourself in, and we'll do the paperwork. It'll be a couple hours, and you'll get out of here, and everything will be done. No problem. No hassle. Just come on down and do this, and we'll take care of the paperwork, and you can go home. All right. But no, here's what happened. In the wee hours of the pre-dawn morning, 29 FBI agents in full tactical gear with 17 tactical vehicles with watercraft in the canal behind his house with agents in tactical gear, fully automatic weapons, busted down his front door, accosted him and his wife, his 2 dogs, and his 3 cats. Now let me tell you something. There's no reason for that. None. No reason whatsoever he should have been taken down that way. He had no guns in the house. He owned no guns. He had no registered guns. He was not a registered concealed carry. He had no weapons. His wife is deaf. They knew that. They didn't care. Busted down the house. Rousted him and his wife out of bed. Her deaf, couldn't hear a damn thing. Probably thought the world was ending. And what did you do? What did you do? Did you think it was a bad thing that this happened to a person who was willing to cooperate with the FBI in every way? Who was accosted at 5 a.m. in the dark, and CNN was allowed to record it? Tell me where the fuck that came from. Who put CNN in the whole picture? Why wasn't it Fox? Why wasn't it MSNBC and NBC and ABC and all these other lying pieces of shit outfits? All right. Anyway, let's get back down. We've been quiet way too long. There's a war cry needed. There's a war cry needed in this country. The deep state is working as hard as they can to take down our elected president. They're not just working to take him down, they're working to take you and I down. They want you and I to be the humble masses. I really have to ask, because I can't believe that most people are ignorant or stupid. So tell me, if you don't believe in God and country and the flag and our pledge and to our oath on the Bible, why the hell are you here if you don't believe in our Constitution? Get the fuck out of our country. Get the fuck out. Why must you think that you will change our country into something that it's not. Let me tell you something, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Kamala Harris. You will not succeed. You will not succeed. We will take you down, along with Cory Booker and Warren and Pelosi and Schumer and all the rest. You're all going to be squirming like fish out of water, begging for just a little water, but you get nothing but dryer. Because the end is near. And it's coming. And Pelosi, I can't wait. I cannot wait to see you motherfuckers hang. And you know, I don't really care where it starts or who it starts with. But I'm going to say something here that I haven't said before. I'll tell you this. We're talking about Trump and the fucking Democrats, and I'm going to smoke a cigarette, and I hope it fucking pisses you off. Because I ain't here for you. I'm here for me. Makes me feel good to say this shit, and if you don't like it, don't watch it. Big deal, right? It doesn't fucking matter. That's why they call me Deplorable Bobby. You know what? I'm deplorable as hell. And I ain't scared of it. And I ain't scared of you either. So anyway, so I'm going to be me. And if you don't like, you know, the honesty, if you don't like the truth, then fucking tune your ass fucking out. I really don't give a shit if I don't get but one view. I don't care if I get 0 views. I am happy to be putting my shit out there if you like it or you fucking don't. And you know, that's the good part about this shit. You know, if I had a few people that would at least talk to me or drop me something, you know, maybe I'd change a little bit and we could talk some more, because I do a lot of research and I know a lot about a few things. Maybe I got something good to say. I don't know. But I tell you what, as long as it's just me out here and ain't nobody watching, I'll say any fucking thing I goddamn please. And I don't give a fuck if you like it or not. How about that shit? No big deal, brother. Keep it rolling.